So I came home today and someone was in my parking space. And, it puts me out of the way because I paid for that space, meaning that space is reserved specifically for me and supposed to remain empty. No matter if I don't come a week from now, if I choose not to come a day, but whenever I choose to park there, that space is supposed to be available to me. So I was telling God that, God, I'm getting tired. I don't like when people park in my space because it puts me out the way and I pay for that for my convenience. And God was like, well, how many times did you allow somebody to park in the space that I had reserved for you? Oh, I was like, what? So he took me to Ecclesiastes 3:1-6. There is an appointed time for everything, and there is a time for every event under heaven. Now, appointed means decided on beforehand. So God has everything planned out. It's already done. Before he formed you in your mother's womb, he knew you and called you by name and placed a purpose within you. I know the plans that I have for you, the plans to prosper you. Right? And there will be times out of my impatience, my ignorance, my people perish for lack of knowledge from not being in the word like I was supposed to be, that I allowed the enemy to give me something, or even myself, my flesh, to give me something and park it in the space that God had destined, appointed for my life. I allowed the person, place, or thing to be parked in the space that God had reserved for my life, for the thing, the person, place, or thing that he had destined for my life. Let's go to Genesis 18:14. Now, in Genesis, you have Abraham and Sarah, right? Abraham loved Sarah, okay? He loved her, but she didn't have a child. And, they wanted a kid. And so God told him, is there anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. Now, that didn't seem all that possible because Sarah was of old age. She even laughed within herself, right? And so what she did had Hagar to sleep with her husband because she didn't really, believe in what God was saying. So she had somebody park in that space that God had reserved for Isaac that was coming to them. How many times have you, out of impatience, allowed a person, place, or thing to be parked in the space that God had preserved specifically for that person, place, or thing that was designed for your destiny? Leave that space empty until God brings forth the person, place, or thing that he had purposed for your life. For before you were formed in your mother's womb, he knows the plans he has for you, and we have to trust it. Be patient. Trust God. He knows what he's doing. He causes the sun to rise in the east and sets in the west. He gives the oceans its boundary lines. He created the universe. He knows what he's doing. Be blessed.